I'm Alex Millimon. I'm the Technical Director and Lighting Designer for Theater for the New South, and we're gonna take a quick look at the lighting for Mud. This show is particularly interesting because we're in a space that has limited power resources, so we can't use a lot of theatrical fixtures or anything like that. So it's that challenge of what can we do with the capacity that we have and the materials that we have. Lighting, we went with a couple fluorescent fixtures here that actually came out of my laundry room. And these are just regular fluorescents that plug into an outlet, and they're really nice because they give a real eerie, unnatural, uncomfortable light on the front of the performers. And one of the other things that's really nice about the fluorescents is that they don't put off any heat, but it's very, very hot in this building, and so that was a big concern with the performers, trying to make sure that they don't sweat themselves to death and pass out. Between each of the scenes, we have our transition light, which is being produced by a floodlight. And we're projecting it through this grid here, which was one of the major points that we tried to emphasize with this space, because it's something that's in this space that's got a very unique kind of look to it. And I really, really loved the way that this worked, because the grid is a fairly uniform shape and structure, but because of the way that it kind of the light kind of curves around the space, it creates lots of different shapes and sizes and angles with the actual light coming through. It's like you can see the squares of light are kind of tilted a little bit on the sheet, but they create a fairly normal straight pattern on the wall. In the center here, we have kind of one of our main points that was really very, very important in deciding how we wanted the set and the lighting to work. And we have in the center one single incandescent bulb that's very much a symbol in this show for May and her life and hope and energy for continuing to live. I feel like lighting design especially is one of those things where you take the mood. I come from a very expressionistic sort of standpoint, where you take what's inside the characters' minds and kind of the mood of the show. It's one of those things that kind of almost flows on top. It's the last thing that gets done, and it just sort of flows on top of everything else and ties it all together.